Recording to the cloud.
Hello, Beverly here. I'm going to do two different acrylic pours. I'm sure you've already seen the video of everything that you need to do a pour. So I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm using larger glasses because I am going to do two pours. I've already mixed the black and white to save a little time. And I'll show you how to mix the paint. I've already poured the flood in the cup. And then I'll pour the yellow paint in. And see how thick it is why you want to thin it. So it flows easy when you pour it on the canvas. So this is the time-consuming part where you've got to get the color back to this color. So you just keep stirring and stirring. It's starting to come back. Oh, that looks pretty good. Now I'm only going to use the coconut milk in the yellow. Just 2 little drops. And I'm not going to stir it a lot because if you do, it makes smaller cells. So I'm just going to kind of mix it around. Now that I've already put the push pins on the bottom. And what I'm going to do first is called a dirty pour. And what you do is you mix the paint in another cup. I'm going to start with the black. And you just pour about. And I'm going to pour a little white on top of it. Some yellow in. And then do some black. And some white. And just because yellow is the color, I'm going to put some right there. So then what you do is you take the canvas, it's like an egg, and you put it like this, and you let it pour down. You let it sit for a minute or so. Get up here where I can see what's going on. And then you tilt it up from the end. And you pour the cup. See, some of the cells are starting to. So you see how the paint is it's running. You see that? I have made these little paint catchers, is what I call them, where I put them on the end, and I let the paint flow in. You see the cells are starting to create So now we just kind of, if you like it like that, you can stop at this point, wipe underneath of it. Want to get some of this down here. This is where the art begins. You just kind of look at it. And see how you like it. Some of the white is starting to come through. I kind of like it like this. So we'll let it sit because it is definitely going to be dripping down. So I just use the smaller stick and my fingers. But as you see from when I first poured it, it has changed already. I really like it. It's looking pretty good. So if there's any questions at this point, is there a glare or can you see it? Because the more I turn it, see it's still moving till it starts.
There was a glare at one time, but now it's gone, or now it's, yeah, that's good.
I can't hold it that way very long. So I like this the way it is, so I'm gonna push it out of the way and let it sit and start drying. I've got to rinse my hands again. That's one thing you have to keep doing. Now we're going to do the dustpan pour. We have another canvas and the push pins are already on it. On certain other art, you can put black all over the back to start off with, and that helps the paint flow easier also. But I'm not going to do that on these two. I have 3 different size dustpans, but I think I'm going to use the bigger one on this. And another thing you could use is a colander, and it puts the paint in and it puts it out in streaks. There's so many different things. You can use string to do a string pour, make a flower in it. There's many different things. So on this one, I'm going to start off with, I'm going to pour the yellow in. And then some white. And then some black, more yellow, white, actually I probably have enough to do another smaller one. And another thing you can do, which I should have taken this off of here first. No, that's not coming off. Let's see. Is this has paint in it, so you can push it in the paint also, and it will give it another effect. So on this one, we lay it on the top, let the paint flow down. And then you pull the dustpan. Basically, you do the same thing. You let the paint flow. You keep an eye on it though. There's certain elements you want to keep in. I like the streaks there in the top part. So I want to bring the top part back down. Want that to stay. And let it sit a minute. You can see all these cells are starting to pop up. Now on this end, it hasn't gone over, but what you can do is put, since it's black, you can just put the black paint on like that. Because I like this design up here and I'd like to keep it. And you can see that a lot of the cells, I can't keep it up very long. The cells are starting to come out in the black area. This will keep changing throughout the day as it settles in. I like this one too. Everything is pretty settled, but you see all the cells are starting to, sorry, it's for such a short time. But we can also show it to you after it dries a little bit too. We can add it to the video if Ralph wants to learn how to do that. So this is how you do the two different pours, and they're two different looks. There's one look, and here's a dirty cup pour. If there's any questions.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right now.